Welcome to Lisbon, or you may be about to fly into Lisbon.
I'm thinking about it.
So you're probably wondering, how do I get from Lisbon Airport to the centre of Lisbon?
Yes. That's why I'm here.
Well, I'm going to tell you as fast as possible and as quick as possible because time is precious.
Time is precious.
The first thing you'll notice about Lisbon Airport is it's very, very close to the centre of Lisbon already. This is a very convenient airport and you will be arriving in a number of different terminals, but the game plan is still the same.
We're going to have fun.
Lisbon Airport has two terminals. You'll be either arriving in Terminal 1 or Terminal 2. If you arrive in Terminal 2, you'll be shuttled towards Terminal 1, where you will then exit at the same place that all people exit. So don't worry about, oh, which terminal am I arriving in, because everyone ends up in the same place. The important part is deciding how to get into town. Now, there's multiple options, and it's very, very easy. If you're in a wealthy situation, and maybe not because you're watching this video, because you're looking at the most affordable way, you could have your chauffeur pick you up, or you could have a private driver pick you up. The private driver is going to cost you a chunk of change, but it will be a quick and easy way to get picked up. However, what I like to do is use the public transport or possibly use one of the app-based taxis. Now, if you're going to take a taxi, their taxis are waiting for you outside. The taxis are available in the taxi rank. Just make sure that you're on a meter, that way you won't get overcharged. The best ride-sharing taxis are Uber and Bolt. As of 2024, it's going to cost you about €7 to use Bolt or Uber. If you use a taxi from the cab, it's probably going to cost you about €15, so about double the price. The metro is an alternative. You can take the metro or you can take the Aerobus. The Aerobus is an alternative as well.
Continue watching this video for extra information as we leave the airport. As we exit the carousel, hopefully you've collected your bags. We exit towards arrivals. You'll be greeted by a bustling scene of people. As we turn right, you can see a line of drivers holding signs with passengers' names, waiting to provide their transportation. There are also ATMs conveniently located for any immediate cash needs. My advice would be to have at least €100 with you when in Lisbon at all times. At least that way you can pay with cash when you need to. There's a designated area for disabled passengers very nearby. This offers comfortable seating and assistance. For all weary travellers, there are plenty of resources available, including cafes, information desks, and clear signage to guide you through the airport. Don't be daunted by this airport, it is very easy to navigate, as you will see.
When you come out of the airport, the first thing you might want to do is go to the information centre. Here they can give you as much information on Lisbon, they can tell you the best way to get to your hotel, your apartment, or they can tell you even things to do in Lisbon. It's a great point right at the exit in the Lisbon airport, and to be honest, I just wish more airports would have this. This is a very useful desk. They think of everything at Lisbon Airport. They even have a disabled place to wait. But as you can see, it is a little bit crazy. Just be wary when you do come out. Don't get accosted by any strangers. This is Europe after all, so despite Lisbon being an amazing place to visit, still be on your guard. There are some dodgy characters around.
Here there's some dodgy scangers about.
Like any airport in the world, the safest country in the world, for some reason, there will always be dodgy characters at the airport, so just avoid them at all costs.
There's a lot of dodgy geezers about.
My advice is don't be flashing a load of money around and don't be seeking the insight from people that don't look like they work here. If you're looking to get public transport, the Aerobus or the metro, when you come out of the arrivals, take a right and you'll see this sign. Take a right and then go this way towards the escalators. Hopefully you can see that behind me. There we go, the escalators. But my advice is, honestly, my advice would be to use the Ubers or the Bolts. You can get to the centre as of 2024 for about €7, and if you're with a friend, that's pretty much the same price as public transport.
No, I'm an environmentalist.
If it's just yourself, public transport, but it's going to take you probably 50 minutes, whereas an Uber is going to take you about 20 minutes.
Leaves more time for drinking.
You might be beginning in Lisbon and then travelling around the rest of Portugal, or even maybe Spain. If you are, you can rent a car in this airport. The usual suspects are here, the Abises, the Autocar, the Herds. You've got a whole selection. If you want cheap car rental, use my link below and it will find you the cheapest car rental available. I'd highly recommend it. I've travelled around Portugal many times in a car, and it's a good way to see Portugal. Getting the metro is super easy. All you need is your credit card or your card on your phone. You tap it down, take the metro to the centre. You'll probably need to then change to get a bus. The whole journey is going to cost you just under €2. An easy and affordable way to get into the centre. If you're staying in Lisbon for a few days, you might be thinking about getting a 7-day pass. The best way to get a 7-day pass is to talk to the gentleman or the lady in the booth. Get yourself a carnet of cards. That way you'll be saving money. So you're not just buying a single ticket, you're getting a lot of tickets. So you can take public transport around the city. And that includes those famous trams that you see all over Lisbon. If you know you're going to be using public transport a lot, my advice would be to get yourself a 24-hour ticket. So look, you can get a bus metro daily ticket for €6.80 or a bus metro and ferry ticket for €9.80 or bus metro train for €10.80. That works over 24 hours. The one I'd recommend if you're not so sure, just pay as you go. Get the 180 ticket, they're fantastic, it works, it gets you there, gets you from A to B. Remember, Google Maps is your friend. Google Maps will tell you exactly where you're going and what bus to take and when to get off the metro and when to get on the bus. Use Google Maps, but make sure you have data. A quick tip, if you are literally doing a flying visit to Lisbon and you've got nowhere to put your bag, there are lockers right next to the taxi ranks. So use those lockers, you can store your bag and go take in Lisbon over the course of the day without having to carry around your heavy bag. Next to the lockers is, of course, the shuttle buses, which will take you between Terminals 1 and Terminals 2. This airport is so well designed, in my opinion. Everything is so close together. You've got taxis, you've got buses. The buses are over here, the taxis are over here, so you're not having to go too far. Even the police are here, keeping us safe.
I like cabs.
Now pay attention, because this is probably the most crucial part. I actually got this wrong the first time. Make sure that when you're choosing your Bolt or your Uber, or maybe the latest ride-sharing app that comes along, go with the cheapest. And as you can see, this time Bolt was significantly cheaper than Uber. Now this is where you need to be careful. Select the P2 parking area as opposed to the Kiss and drop off. Kiss and Wait is for the departures, and P2 parking area is for the arrivals, for you guys arriving in Lisbon Airport. Follow the signs towards the P2 parking area. This is where the Ubers and the Bolts are located. Continue walking along the corridor into the P2 parking area. Here you will find clear signage directing you to the Uber and Bolt parking spot. This area is very well marked and easy to find. Before getting in the car, please make sure that you're getting in the correct car. And remember, you're a guest in Portugal, so be polite to the lovely Lisbon drivers. They are lovely people. Return the hospitality by being super nice to them.
Now it's crucial that when you're getting your Uber or your Bolt, that you follow the directions for the Uber or the Bolt. This journey, in theory, is going to cost me €5.99. So given that the metro was 180, metro and bus was 180, taxis, official taxis about €20, and the Uber was going to be about €15. If you don't have Bolt, use the description below. It may take a few minutes to arrive. My Bolt said from when I left the terminal it was going to take 7 minutes. You can see that people are waiting, so it's not the quickest way to arrive, but it is clearly the most popular way to get to Lisbon. Anyway, if you like this content, hopefully I will see you in the next video, and enjoy your trip to Lisbon.